Have you ever wondered how mushrooms, those delightful additions to your meals, are farmed? Today, we're stepping into the intriguing world of mushroom farming, and not just any mushroom, but the humble button mushroom. This modest little fungus is a culinary chameleon, blending seamlessly into a myriad of dishes from simple salads to hearty stews. It's no wonder then that button mushrooms are the most popular and widely consumed variety of mushroom around the globe. They're low in calories yet packed with nutrients, making them a favorite among health-conscious foodies and gourmet chefs alike. But have you ever stopped to think about where they come from or how they're grown? Mushroom farming, you'll find, is a unique and fascinating process, quite different from traditional farming methods. Intrigued yet? Let's dive into the fascinating process of farming these earthy delights. So, you're ready to delve into the world of mushroom farming. Where do you start? The first step in mushroom farming is the selection of the right spawn and substrate. Now, if you're wondering what a spawn is, it's simply the mycelium of the mushroom, kind of like the root system of a plant. This mycelium is grown out on a substrate, which can be anything from grains to wood chips, straw, or even coffee grounds. The type of mushroom you want to grow will determine the kind of substrate you need. For instance, button mushrooms prefer composted manure, while oyster mushrooms thrive on straw. It's crucial to choose a high-quality spawn because it will directly influence the success of your mushroom farming. There are several suppliers out there who can provide you with top-notch spawns, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can learn to make your own. Once you have your spawn and substrate, the next step is to sterilize the substrate. This is a key process in mushroom farming as it eliminates any potential competitors for the mushroom mycelium. Essentially, you're clearing the stage for your mushrooms to grow without any interruptions. There are a few ways to sterilize your substrate. Some people use pressure cookers or autoclaves to steam sterilize their substrate. Others prefer to pasteurize it, which involves heating the substrate to a specific temperature for a certain period of time. The method you choose will depend on the type of substrate you're using and the resources you have available. Remember, sterilization is not a step to skip or skimp on. It's a fundamental part of the process that ensures the health and productivity of your mushroom crop. It's also a great practice for any kind of gardening or farming, as it helps to prevent the spread of diseases. With the right spawn and a sterilized substrate, you've set the stage for your mushrooms to grow. Now you're ready to move on to the next exciting stage, the growth process. So, let's keep the momentum going and continue our journey into the fascinating world of mushroom farming. Now that you've prepared your substrate and spawn, what's next? Let's dive right into it. The next stage is known as inoculation. This is where our spawn and substrate come together to create a beautiful partnership. The spawn, which is essentially the mushroom's root system, is mixed thoroughly with the substrate, our mushroom's food source. Think of it as planting a seed in fertile soil. Once the spawn and substrate are well mixed, it's time for our mushrooms to take a little nap. This phase is called the incubation period. During this time, the mycelium, which are the tiny white threads of the spawn, start to grow and spread throughout the substrate. They're essentially colonizing their new home. Now, mycelium is a bit of a diva. It needs just the right conditions to thrive. It prefers the dark, and it loves a good steady temperature. Room temperature, give or take a few degrees, is usually perfect. It's also a big fan of high humidity. As the mycelium grows, it consumes the nutrients in the substrate, preparing for the grand show that's about to commence. This is a slow process, and it could take anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. But remember, good things come to those who wait. Just when you think nothing's happening, you'll notice tiny white bumps starting to form on the surface of the mycelium. This is called pinning. It's an exciting time because these little pins are the baby mushrooms, the fruit of all your hard work. Pinning is the first sign that your mushrooms are ready to grow. They'll start off small, but given the right conditions, they'll quickly mature into the full-sized mushrooms we're all familiar with. So, what's the secret to successful pinning? Well, it's all about maintaining those ideal conditions: darkness, steady temperatures, and high humidity. And there you have it, the magical process of mushroom growth from spawn to pinning. It's a journey that requires patience, care, and a keen eye for detail. Patience is key here as the mushrooms take their time to emerge and mature. The moment of truth has arrived. It's time to harvest your mushrooms. Look out for a few telltale signs that your button mushrooms are ready to be picked. The cap of the mushroom, initially spherical in shape, starts to flatten out and the veil beneath the cap begins to tear. This is your green light. Harvesting mushrooms is a delicate task. A gentle twist and lift from the base of the stem should suffice. Avoid yanking or pulling too hard, as this could damage the mushroom and the mycelium below. It's also crucial to harvest all mature mushrooms promptly to prevent them from dropping spores, which could hinder the growth of future batches. After harvesting, store your mushrooms in a cool place. Refrigeration can extend their freshness up to a week, allowing you plenty of time to enjoy their earthy and savory flavor in a variety of dishes. With careful harvesting, your mushrooms are ready to be savored in your favorite dishes. Mushroom farming might seem complex, but remember these key points. The journey starts with choosing the right spawn. Opt for button mushrooms if you're a beginner. They're resilient and grow in a variety of conditions. Then comes sterilizing the substrate. This step is crucial to prevent competition from other fungi or bacteria. Next, we move on to the growth process. Remember, patience is key here. Mushrooms need time to grow, and rushing the process can lead to disappointing results. Monitor your crop, but avoid disturbing it unnecessarily. Finally, we reach the harvesting stage. This needs to be done with care to avoid damaging your mushrooms or the mycelium. A gentle twist and pull should do the trick. Post-harvest, remember to store your mushrooms properly to maintain their freshness. With these points in mind, you're well on your way to becoming a successful mushroom farmer.